Covering much of North Africa, including Morocco, the Sahara is the world's best-known desert. But how much do you really know about this famous setting? The Sahara is home to a variety of wildlife that have evolved to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Desert animals include cheetahs, gazelles, ostriches, fennec foxes, and lizards, as well as camels and goats. The extremely poisonous sand viper and the death scorpion are also other dangerous creatures that make their home here. Recently, it has been announced that researchers have made a startling discovery in the Sahara Desert that will change everything you previously believed. What have researchers found under the eye of the Sahara? The largest hot desert on Earth and the third largest overall, the Sahara spans about 3.6 million square miles, taking up nearly a third of the African continent. Surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea and the Sahelian savannah, the Sahara spans 10 countries and the Western Sahara. The desert is known for its sand dune fields, but it is also home to other terrain and a diversity of life. The region has revealed ancient artifacts that show a more prosperous history in the past. Archaeological exploration in the Sahara has revealed important discoveries, such as the ruins of the Garamantian citadel in Libya, built by the ancient Garamantes who relied on underground tunnels for water. Although the Sahara has been the scene of mysteries and disappearances throughout the centuries, current technological advances have allowed more information about its past to be revealed. The Sahara has also been affected by meteorite impacts over time, leaving craters and generating sheets of green glass. The Camel crater in Egypt and scattered meteorites in the desert are examples of these cosmic collisions. Alien green glass from these impacts has been used in ancient objects, such as a pectoral in Tutankhamun's tomb. Although much remains to be discovered in the Sahara, technological advances and interest in its history continue to shed light on this enigmatic desert region. The Sahara was not always a desert, as the boundaries of the sandy areas have shifted over millions of years due to climatic changes. Scientists are investigating the history of the Sahara and have discovered evidence of an ancient river carved into an underwater canyon off the coast of Mauritania. This indicates that the world's largest drainage basin originated in the Sahara. The fluvial sediments and the remains of this river support the theory that the Sahara had an aquatic presence in the past. A recent study reveals that in the past, the Sahara was home to enormous marine animals, some of which were terrifying giant aquatic monsters. This discovery, supported by evidence, shows that the Trans-Sahara Seaway, a prehistoric body of water, flooded areas of West Africa between 150 million years ago. For 2 decades, scientists studied the soil and fossils in Mali to better understand its prehistoric environment. They found that a warm, shallow ancient body of water was home to 40-foot sea snakes and 5-foot catfish, with the largest catfish being 160 centimeters. At that time, numerous top predators, such as crocodiles and giant snakes, existed in this prehistoric ecology. This ancient body of water, known as the Inland Sea of the Sahara, connected regions that are now Algeria and Nigeria. The isolation of this body of water may have reduced the presence of predators and ensured constant resources, allowing the species to spread unchecked. This isolated environment may have promoted selection for gigantism in aquatic species, similar to what was observed on terrestrial islands. The Sahara has undergone a significant transformation since those days of aquatic life. In the past, the desert was home to giant creatures, such as the Macromosaurus rex, a 30-foot-long crocodile that is the largest meat-eating dinosaur ever discovered. This marine crocodile inhabited a large lagoon that extended into the Tethys Ocean, where it hunted fish and sea turtles using its enormous head and powerful bite force. It is also possible that it fed on the bodies of other giant animals that inhabited that area. Aquatic life forms are being discovered in the Sahara because the desert is so inhospitable that paleontologists can walk freely through eroded places without hindrance. The Spinosaurus is the largest known carnivorous dinosaur. It lived about 95 million years ago and was bigger than the T-Rex. It had unique adaptations, such as a bony sail on its back, and is considered the only known semi-aquatic dinosaur. Another group of fossils found in Morocco allowed for a more complete study of the Spinosaurus, since the bones of the original discovery were destroyed in World War II. Their long, flat legs and high nostrils indicate their adaptation to water. The sail on his back must have been impressive to ancient people who lived near bodies of water. In the Sahara, the largest human burial was found at the Gobros site in Niger. During 2 years of excavation, around 200 skeletons were discovered, revealing 2 periods of occupation separated by more than 1,000 years. The objects found, such as arrowheads and bone jewelry, indicate that these people probably hunted in nearby bodies of water. Although some burials were unique, such as a man sitting on fragments of turtle shell, there is still much we don't know about their lives and deaths. More than 100 million years ago, an explosion in the Sahara gave rise to the enigmatic Eye of the Sahara. This phenomenon was formed when molten rock caused limestone to collapse, forming a rock called a breccia. Over time, erosion completed the process, creating the Eye of the Sahara with its concentric rings. This geological marker stands out in the middle of the sandy desert. The Sahara Eye has spawned intriguing theories, including the possibility that it is the site of the legendary Atlantis, a civilization described by Plato. The similarities between the structure of the Eye of the Sahara and the epic descriptions of Atlantis have aroused speculation. According to the Atlantis narrative, this advanced civilization suffered a tragic end due to its arrogance and conflicts with the Athenians. In the midst of wars and natural disasters unleashed by the gods, Atlantis sank into the sea and disappeared forever. These discoveries in the Sahara continue to challenge scientists and remind us that there is still much to learn about the history and geology of this vast desert region. The Eye of the Sahara is an impressive testimony of past geological events and invites us to reflect on the mysteries and legends that still persist in humanity. The Eye of the Sahara, visible from space, is like a huge target and began to emerge when the supercontinent Pangaea broke up. Different types of rocks, such as carbonates and black basalt, are embedded in the eye, similar to the rock formations in Hawaii. Although the origins of the Sahara Eye remain a mystery, its presence in the desert fascinates scientists and explorers alike. Plato used the story of Atlantis as a parable to convey his ideologies, similar to how the movie Avatar warns against racism and corporate greed. Atlantis was described as a land divided into zones of water and land, an arrangement that coincides with the Eye of the Sahara today. The adjacent mountains were considered sacred and symbolized the divine. The rivers and water lines that run through the eye can be observed in satellite photographs. Ancient artifacts such as ship hulls, surfboards, and spears have been found both inside and outside the Rikhat structure, estimated to date to the Atlantean era. Although Solon and Plato were respected for their integrity, the story of Atlantis has been the subject of controversy. Surprisingly, on Wikipedia and other sources, pages related to Atlantis, the Eye, King Atlas, and the god Poseidon are blocked. This raises questions about the omission of this generally accepted belief. Like the city of Troy, which was considered a myth until its discovery, it is necessary to consider more evidence before affirming with certainty that the Eye of the Sahara is the place of Atlantis.